Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Very excited to dig into what we're going to talk about today. And we always like to feel that we're getting the best of anything that we can get. You might not be able to spend, a certain price, but you want to feel like you have that opulence, especially when it comes to your home, your office, redesign, interior design. Her company's called The Luxury Look. We are today going to look at a pretty upscale project, but from that project, we're going to find ways that you can give yourself a certain type of look without spending so much. And I'm fascinated by the work that she does. All different types, from here to there, Airbnbs, everything. And even in other countries, Kristine Vowles joins us again here on the program. Hey, Kristine, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. I'm glad we're going to dig into this one today because I've been looking at this property on your website, which you have so many great redos, transformations that you made in your career, or at least featured here. This one of the bigger ones, I'd have to say, from what I'm visualizing here. This is a $13 million property, correct?
Yes, it is. That's still, well, it's actually in Paradise Valley.
Got it. Okay, and you're based in Arizona, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Tell us about this project.
Well, this project was purchased from our clients purchased it probably about 3 years ago, and with the plan to renovate it and update it and then resell it. So that's what they did. It was very Tuscan when they purchased it, and I mean extremely Tuscan. So that got all shaved off. Literally, all those stone walls and pillars were all just shaved down. The doors were kept. So they pretty much kept the footprint of the house. And then what we did is they turned it into more of a Mediterranean style. So more open, something you would see in Spain or Greece or something like, that part of the world versus heavy Tuscan. So they've done that. And then we help them also prepare the home for sale. And this home was featured in Elle Decor magazine.
Interesting that we went from Tuscan to Mediterranean, but the one thing that really stands out for me, the signature of those two styles, is the arched windows and doors. That stayed.
It did. The wood that they had in there was imported from Italy, and it's just exquisite. And some of the pieces that are in there came out of a church.
Wow.
So they wanted to keep the integrity of that, and that those types of things, when you can put them into a home or even do it yourself and create something that looks like it came from a church, or rustic doors, it really adds the character to the house. You don't have to do a whole lot in the space when you've got a focal point like that.
Now, was this owned by the family and then they were looking to sell it, or they didn't own it and then they bought it? Like, how did that go?
Yeah, so they purchased it from the original owner, and then they lived in it while they were renovating it multiple years. It took years to get it done. And then they redid the outside of the house and really turned it into a resort. When my whole team pulled up before everything was done, we thought we were pulling into a hotel. That's majestic this thing is. And the backyard turned out just exquisite. They held their daughter's wedding in the backyard.
Wow. To your knowledge, did they buy this place with the intent to sell it fairly soon?
Yes, they
wow.
did.
Why is that? I'm just curious, getting in the mindset.
So for this particular family, the husband is a huge executive and owns a Fortune 500 company, and his wife does this while, as a kind of a hobby. So it keeps her busy while he's off traveling and doing everything. Kids are all grown, all married now. So this is, they're actually looking now for their next property.
Wow.
They will do this again.
So they have since sold this home, correct?
It is under contract.
It's under contract. And where are they going now once it's sold?
They'll be in Paradise Valley again. They'll stay in the same area,
Mm. Are
which is
they,
right by Scottsdale.
would they immediately buy something or would they just have something in between till they find what they're looking for?
No, they already have something else under contract.
They do. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, they can
So-
afford to buy something before this one sells.
Wonderful. Why don't we do, let's take a look at this project.
Okay.
And this is coming from your website, which is theluxurylook.com.
Yes. So this is the entrance. Um,
Yeah, I get what you're saying, majestic. Bam.
very, so that's the
Yeah.
front door. The garage is over on the other side of the property. This is a double lot in Paradise Valley, so it's grandiose. Most are on just a single lot. This is on a double lot. So, but the interesting thing is with any home like this, you can determine where you want to put your funds at, and then you can get away with not spending a ton of money in other rooms. So like, let's see, it's like for the library, for instance,
Mhm.
this is the piece here that came from a church and these doors. So they wanted to keep this intact, which I don't blame them. There is a hidden door that goes here. His office is behind here. So when we close it, it looks like it's 3 panels of
Books. Oh,
bookcases.
but yeah.
So it's kind of like a little secret door, which is kind of cool, actually.
And a lot of what's in this home is a, medium to dark toned wood. Was that in the home or that was all added? And, that being
All
said, this
stripped,
piece from the church, did it come that way or it was refinished?
refinished. All the floors were refinished.
Got it. Okay.
Mhm.
So before you got to this project, did they have the same type of wood trim everywhere?
No, it was a lot different. Very, very heavy, very ornate. And in some cases around the windows, they had molded concrete around it. I mean, just really, really heavy everywhere.
Hmm. I have to tell you, Kristine, just looking at some of these initial pictures, I don't know how you did this. This is such a mammoth project, it seems. How long did it take you?
Well, the clients, she lived in the home, and so she was the main point of person that was really doing a lot, some of the labor even herself. It's just labor of love. Took them, I want to say 3 years. So this took a long time,
Mm,
but it's huge. It's a massive property. And there's not 1 square inch of this property, even on the land, the backyard, the front yard, that did not get redone. So that takes time.
wow. It just you go room by room by room, you still get the same vibe. And I'd have to think that that's probably a challenge, to keep that theme going through every room. It's not like there's a disconnect, if that makes sense.
Right. Let me see if I can show you one of my, well, this one here is like one of my favorite shots here. So this is
Mm,
going into the master bathroom. So you have all these little archways here. It's just, let's see which one here. I want to get you a better shot. That's the formal living. Trying to get it to move for me. So here's another shot. So you have this gorgeous ceiling. And then through here, these doors open up and you have a fireplace and a private courtyard to take your bath by. I mean, it's just
wow.
exquisite. Yeah. And then they have these stained glass windows. Those were original. They decided to keep those. And
What's
then,
what's on underneath those stained glass windows? Sort of like looks like a just one piece of a vanity.
yes, they have little cabinets right here.
Mm, just beautiful. And the ceiling. Can't ignore the ceiling. What's going on up there?
No, it's gorgeous. And the entrance too has a ceiling like this as well. Trying to see if I can get this here to move. over a little bit here. Okay, so I love this hallway here, but this here, they shaved this down. This was literally, I want to say like gargoyles. I mean, it was just like massive, ornate. So all the walls were reshaped. These were hand shaped down and taken all the ornate off of it to keep this stone.
Okay, I really got to dig into that. So, to describe for anybody that's listening, what you have is it almost looks like quarter up the wall, sort of like, just some trim. What would you, I didn't even know what you would call that. Um,
Limestone.
it is stone.
It's stone.
Did I hear you right in that it was removed and then put back?
No, they kept it where it is, and then they just shaved it down by hand. They chiseled it out.
So above it was this gargoyle crazy kind of stuff going on there, and then they chiseled that off.
They chiseled that off, and then there was ornate stuff all on here, like grapes and, all the very, very, very busy, very heavy. The walls were really dark, so that got chiseled down.
Wow.
This here's the walkway. So right in here would be the entrance by the library that you just saw, and then walking this way would be into the formal. And by that tree, when you go around the corner, it's the master bedroom. We did have a floor length mirror that was in here, but it just kind of felt a little weird walking down the hallway with this mirror. The reflection off of the light fixtures were great, but we decided to take the floor mirror out and put a plant.
This shot where it looks down, I'd have to say, a good 25 feet,
Mhm.
by estimate. It almost looks like it's a contemporary church.
Yes, I
Got
know.
that feel with the rounded arched walls and the half wall, quarter wall, uh, call it trim that's going on there. All I'm going to say, based on what you just described with the limestone, master craftsperson. I got that gig.
Yes. Yes, they actually, the home has, because the home is so large, they had a whole wing where they brought different people in from different parts of the world that were experts at this type of thing, and they lived on site and
Jeez.
did that. The guys that redid all of the molding and doors in the house lived on site for about 6 months, and they just get up every day and work. They
Wonderful.
lived on site.
I know a guy named Steve, loves to paint, loves to spackle, would love to stay in a $13 million home.
Yes, it's really cool. But I
Wow.
mean, like even in the library that we showed you, we can go with a much less expensive furniture in that space. And this room here it's on the opposite of the entrance to the front of the house as the library. So the library's, looking at this. If you're in the library, you're now looking at this. But I mean, this furniture is not super expensive furniture. What makes it really cool is, we've got this here opens to the hallway that you were looking down.
Mm.
So it's not closed off. It's open when you're walking down the hallway. It's got all these windows in the hallway. And then it matches and mirrors these doors that go out to the front of the house.
What a super cool feature to have windows that open up to a hallway. By the way, for anybody that's not seeing this, but you're listening, this hallway's interior. We're not even talking about exterior, but you
No.
have windows that open up to it anyway. That's super cool.
It's really, I mean, it's
Hmm.
just amazing. So, I mean, really, your expense would be here, but you can get that done. It doesn't have to be antique wood. The light fixture doesn't have to be, an actual crystal light fixture. But the pieces, I mean, the artwork that can all be made. There's a gorgeous chest back here, but you can find things like that even in secondhand stores and, get a simple table and you don't have to spend a ton of money to make this look, get the same look.
Yeah. What would you say was your biggest challenge in this project?
My biggest challenge. Having 14 bedrooms to deal with. They wanted each room to have a different feel and look and use. So some of it, I mean, some of the rooms were designed to be for two people. There was pretty much a living room attached to each bedroom. That's a
How
lot of space.
how in creation did you keep track of all of that, Kristine?
Oh, I'm a pretty detailed person. We have big old binders. See the big binders behind me?
Mm-hmm.
We keep everything in a binder, and each room is categorized and spreadsheets galore and software systems and a whole
Yeah.
team. Logistics is quite interesting. We did the install, bringing everything in and setting everything up for the photo shoot, having it completed in 2 days. So that was a lot of work.
Okay, let me make sure I understand that. When you say
All the
you
furniture.
you staged it for these photos,
Yes.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. My team was I could literally be working for hours and not see another human being because the property was so large. But my team we are so dialed in on what needs to be done that they'll just take a room and attack it. And so I'll be working somewhere. I do all the finishing touches. So we know we walk through the property. We know exactly what furniture is going to go in what room. And then we bring in all the accessories. So the accessories all happen the second day. So the plants, the florals, everything that goes on the surface came in the second day. Everything from cutting the fresh fruit to the kitchen. Like in this shot here, this was the backyard patio. I mean, I even did charcuterie boards and, created
Okay.
all of this.
All right, I need to go back. Like my mind is like, what? So you did this project, all
Mhm.
of this work, the limestone, refurbishing, getting rid of the Tuscan look, all of that.
Mhm.
Am I getting this right? That this was a blank slate after all that was done? You added the furniture.
Mhm.
You staged this to take the photographs with the goal of selling the property.
Yes.
So let's go over that again.
Okay.
And for anybody who's not looking at the photos website, go there, theluxurylook.com. Um, how did you pull that off? There's 13 bedrooms, I think you said, and that's just the bedrooms. You had to furnish this entire home for essentially a few days to do the photo shoot. Then you had to remove all that stuff.
No, we actually left the furniture in here for, I want to say about 4 or 5 months. The reason for that is because of the magnitude of this property, I wanted my other clients to see what we've done.
Mm.
So I did a book signing tour here. So I just came out with a book. And so we did a book signing event here, and I invited all my other clients to come see the work. And
Wow.
then we did a special open house, invite only for the real estate community. And then we did another private event for dignitaries and people that serve in very high positions in different places like banks and those types of people. And then the owners did one. So this was a revolving door. And then the magazine came in. We submitted the house to be featured in El Decor magazine, and it got selected. So they came and did a photo shoot. So I think we had a total of 5 photo shoots done at this house. So I basically just lived there for months, because after it was done, we just kept hosting party after party and having people come in. We had some really great people that offered to come and speak, and it was just fabulous. I mean, we have all these photos of everybody just in awe of the house. And we had realtors. I brought in realtors that assisted with giving people tours, because you can get lost in this house.
My gosh. It's just whether it was staged for 4 days or 4 months, still just breathtaking. What a project. And then when it was all done, you removed the furniture.
We moved all the furniture, and then we brought in all of the owner's furniture before the project was all put in storage. And we brought all their furniture in to live on, and now it's in escrow. It's got a contract on it.
Oh my gosh. I thought heard we were going to talk about this today. I had no idea what was going on here. It's just what if every project you do has a story. This one, an interesting story contained
Yes.
within. Um, would you happen to know numbers, what they bought this for and what it's under contract for?
I can't tell you what's under contract because it's not closed yet, but it's on
Okay.
the market for 13 million. They purchased it for, I want to say 5 million a few years ago. They put 4 million into it. And then all the cost for all the staging, which was nowhere near um, that much. Um,
Gotcha.
and now, so there'll be some profit there, but the quality and the labor that went into this, it was a labor of love. It was not one of those renovations that they did not take their time and attention to detail. And it's just absolutely exquisite. I love the kitchen. You've got to see the kitchen if you haven't seen the kitchen here.
Please.
So this is the formal living room. It's pretty simple. So, even if you want to do a formal living room, you do not have to have a huge expense. This was pretty simplistic.
Well, looking, through unprofessional eyes in mine, I look at that and the first things I see that stand out in that living room, if you wanted to do it with budget in mind,
Mhm.
the rug makes a statement.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
there's different qualities of rugs, but that just definitely says something right there. The chandeliers,
Mhm.
you could those particular ones, and they're beautiful, very unique. And my untrained eye here is picking up on the roundness. So we have the arched walls and doorways, and now you have round column chandeliers. It's literally a circle. Is that intentional? Are we trying to, go with that theme?
Mhm. So all this stuff down here is in a square. You can see
Mm,
the shapes, they're very clean lines. That was to
yep.
tie in the fireplace. And
Ah,
then all the arches, the ceiling has arches in the ceiling too. If you
I
can see
see
the
it.
light.
I see it. And now I see the squareness because that fireplace is very squared off. And now I see geometrically that table very square, the rug very square. Wow. I got to tell you, so many things are generated by AI nowadays. It almost looks like this could have been, but it was a real deal.
No, no AI. We didn't even, yeah, there was absolutely no AI on this property.
Sure,
We have
sure.
done that before, but so this is what you're looking at in that room that you were just looking at. You look out the windows, those arched windows, this is what you're looking at.
Beautiful. Yeah, backyard with the pool.
Mhm.
Um,
This whole section of the whole house here is a gym. On the other side, we have a movie theater.
incredible.
So this is a closer shot of the fireplace back here in the tub.
Mm,
This is the entrance. So here was the library, and here was the dining room that you looked at. This was pulling up into the property so you can see the ceiling, how gorgeous that is. And you can see the doors a little bit better.
mm. We're just about out of time. Quick final questions.
Mhm.
Rolling the numbers of this home. It sounds with what they bought and what they put into it. I don't know what it's under contract for. I see lately in the last couple of years a lot of homes in this price category usually sell under what the asking price is. Again, don't know where we're at with any of that. But if even if that's the case, or even if it's at 13.5 mil, it sounds like it's almost like they made a couple of million. It sounds like, but there's deeper numbers going on there. But it
Right.
doesn't look like this was a project where they pocketed a ton.
No, I wouldn't think that they have the, I do know that they were not very flexible on the price.
Okay, gotcha. So
Mhm.
with my basic math here. It looks like they could walk away with like 3 to 4 million, maybe, depending on the extra things that we didn't even talk about. I'm just ballparking here, but still, there's profit being made there. And like you said, it was a labor of love, for the homeowners. They had personal investment, and I don't mean just financially. It looks like they were part of this. Amazing, just amazing. And also the fact that you can get the luxury look, you don't have to spend a lot if you're creative.
Right.
Wonderful looking at this, Kristine. Thank you for taking us on this journey. I love it. Everything you do has a story, and certainly this one, pretty amazing. Appreciate it. Best way to find you is theluxurylook.com.
Yes. And our email is Kristine with the K at theluxurylook.com.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here and sharing. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.